and welcome to Lifestyles by Lola. I am Lola Jamo, and yes, I am wearing a Mrs. Claus costume. Happy holidays! There's so much to be excited about. We're getting to spend time with our friends and family, and of course, hoping for great presents and being able to give gifts to those that we love and cherish. But in the midst of that, I know that you're planning some really fun parties and cool events. So I've got some tips to keep you decorative in your home, on your table, and also with your furniture. I've also got some cool travel tips for you and much, much more. So stay tuned. Making something at home for the people that are special to you is the greatest token that you can give as a gift. So, this is something that I came up with that I think anyone will appreciate because it's classy, elegant, and chic, but most importantly, cost effective, with things that you already have in your kitchen. And if you don't, you can pick up at the grocery store for way under $15 to $10 and get multiple gifts out of that purchase. Now, remember, I always say keep your lovely glass bottles. This is one of those times where those glass bottles are going to come in handy, especially this one that has the cork. I've got my olive oil, cranberries, rosemary, and cinnamon sticks. So I'm going to make a great infused oil that's going to look decorative and beautiful, but also pretty tasty when my, receiver of this lovely oil pours it on their food to cook or to season their salad or anything like that. So let's get to business. First things first, you want to start with your cranberries. They float. So it's really good to put them at the bottom and kind of watch them go up to the top. And the great thing about the cranberries is that they add that red color, which is, symbolizing the holiday season. And I'm gonna just fill up the bottle with my cranberries and probably just fill the entire bottom of the bottle. And that will give me more than enough once they float to the top. The other thing that's great about this gift is that, if you've got multiple bottles, you can make a couple, bottles for yourself, family, friends. It's kind of the gift that keeps giving once you've got the ingredients. And as you can see, I've got a lot of olive oil. Olive oil is great to use for this project because it really grabs on to the spices and whatever you actually place into it. You want to make sure that with your spices, for example the rosemary, that they're dried. So you want to make sure that once you've put your cranberries in also, that you use your dried herbs afterwards, because those aren't going to really float. They're going to kind of stay to the bottom. And as you can see, I did, just a little to the edge of the bottom of the bottle. Now, I love the rosemary because they kind of symbolize the Christmas tree leaves to me. They remind me of the Christmas tree leaves, and they bring that green color, which is really nice and also great for this holiday season. So 2 of those are way more than enough because they're very fragrant. Then I'm going to add 1 cinnamon stick, which is also very fragrant. And this is the heaviest item, so it's going to fall down to the bottom. Then also, you're going to need a funnel because this is a very small, narrow opening, and to pour your oil in, you don't want it to spill all over, right? So we've got that set up, and then we slowly pour the oil into place. And I'm going to move this so you can see as the cranberries kind of start to float to the top. Now, with these oils, you want to kind of let them marinate for about 2 weeks usually if you want to do it naturally. But you can kind of cheat and, place it in the window for a couple days and let it marinate that way. But once it's opened, you want to try to consume it within 2 weeks, because we did use fresh cranberries, and we haven't put any chemicals or anything in it to really help with preserving it. So you want to really make sure that it doesn't spoil. So we filled it pretty much to the top. And another way to kind of ensure that additional freshness is plastic wrap. And it would be really cool if you had the red plastic wrap, which they do sell for the holidays. I do not, so I'll be using this one. I'll put it over the top, push down, and there we go. It's sealed and ready to go, nice and airtight. And the lovely thing about this is it looks so festive with the red and the green and the cinnamon stick, and it's gonna taste amazing with whatever you're cooking, or even pour it over a salad. So this is something that you can do that's not gonna cost you a ton of money. It looks really beautiful, and it definitely signifies the giving of the holiday season, because in this case, less really looks like more. I got this tip from my soon-to-be mother-in-law, who I call Miss J. What about taking your normal table runners and placemats and using them to decorate in areas that you've never thought of before? For example, and this I got from Miss J, what about taking a table runner and using it to adorn your couch? It gives a nice festive feel, and with the tassels below, I've got a decorative, basically head protection on my couch. Now, normally a lot of people use towels, or in the olden days cover their couches in plastic. But when you've got a lot of guests coming over, you still want your house to look festive, but you also want to protect your furniture. That's where this handy guy comes in. Think about your beautiful cloth table, placemats, and use these on your armrest, or even on your couch again for areas where people are leaning back, and if they have product or something in their hair, getting oil on your furniture. Things like this are going to help you to keep your home clean, keep your home decorative, and because they're things that you already have, there's no worries about going out to shop for them. So, placemats on couches for the headrest, or even on the arm of the chair for when people are leaning their little sticky fingers, and table runners in the same way. Also, think about placing them in other areas, like on your coffee table to avoid rings from drinks, or even in front of your television. Any area where people tend to sit things, you can display something that's decorative like a table runner or a placemat, and keep your home protected from damage and also decorative and beautiful. So try it and see how it works for you. How many times have you burned your lovely candle all the way down and you still have wax left? I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I found a solution. So when you've got that candle, like this one, where the wax is left but it's burned all the way to the bottom, you don't have to waste the rest of that wax. Simply use it in an actual oil burner, the way you would with an essential oil. For example, this usually holds anything from vanilla oil to peppermint oil for the festive season. And I place it on top of this, light the votive underneath, and it heats it. What I did is I took some of that same green wax that hadn't burned, even though the wick is burned all the way down inside the candle, and placed it in my oil burner. After it got really hot, the wax actually melted and started to burn off in the air the same way it did when it was in the candle. So I'm getting use of that wax that normally goes to waste when the actual wick burns all the way down. So this is a great thing for you to do, and it's simple and easy to do. All you need to do is take a, pretty sturdy spoon, dig out that extra wax that is still in the actual container, take those little pieces, and I would say probably a tablespoon of wax, put it on your oil warmer, and once you light the votive, watch it burn and enjoy the essence of a lovely scent, and still not have to worry about wasting all that wax. This is the time of year where we're all on the go, rush, 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 hurry up, pack your suitcase before we miss our flight. Yeah, what happens in the midst of rushing and you don't get to close that shampoo or lotion bottle correctly? Splatter all over your clothes, messy, messy, not a good day. Now, I know you've seen my segment about Ziploc bags, talking about putting items like your lotion, shampoo, and conditioner and sealing it closed. But if you're in a rush, you're probably not going to close the bag properly, and then you're still going to have issues. Or what if the bag gets punctured because you just threw it in there next to your stiletto pumps? I have a great solution for you. Now, I cannot take credit for this because I found it on another one of my favorite blogging sites. But I have to share it with you because it definitely works. Clear wrap over the top of any of your products, whether it's lotion, shampoo, baby oil, you name it. If it's liquid, a little bit of clear wrap right over the top, no spillage or leakage. So, just so you can see and know that I am not making this up, I'm taking a little bit of the clear wrap, putting it over the top, twisting the top back into place, and voila. Now I can squeeze the bottle, I can drop it, whatever I do, that lotion is not coming out. And if you want to be even more precautious, put it back in the Ziploc bag, and you'll have everything easy to tote for when you're ready to go on your trip. And best of all, you won't have to be grumpy about lotion or shampoo getting all over your things this holiday season. I know you're getting prepared to do a beautiful place setting, but you want to be unique and different while still being festive? Okay, so I've got a great idea for you. Think about using those extra ornaments. I know you have extra because we all have way more than we need usually. And use that in your place setting. It's something that is really unique and different. And also, if you want to go a step further, you can offer each ornament to your guests to actually keep. If you do something that's more ornate, it becomes a great gift that's personalized for each person that comes to your home. So, simple ornament, napkin, and just wrapping it around. It's that easy. Now, if you don't have an ornament that comes with a ribbon like this one did, you can easily loop ribbon around and tie a knot in the back, and voila! Set it in the center of your plate, and you've got a great festive look. Now, the other thing that's cool about this is if you want to jazz it up even more, you can add a candy cane as an after dinner breath mint. So that is super festive and unique, and I think that your guests will definitely be happy to get something personal and special like an ornament that they can keep and even add to their tree at home, and something that isn't ridiculously expensive that you can give away to everyone who's visiting you and having a meal at your home. So you need to decorate your table, but you're not sure if you want to go the old-fashioned way with flowers or a poinsettia? Ornaments. These round ornaments are the best way to go for something that's new, trendy, and modern. And the great thing about ornaments is that if you don't have any round ones, which I'm sure you do, because everyone has way more than they need usually, you can pick up something like this from a discount store, as well as the clear vase that it goes in. Now, if you've got a ton of clear vases, as I do, you can take one of those dusty vases that you're not using anyway and take some round ornaments and just stack them on top of each other. I chose to do alternating colors of red and gold. You can do a different color for each bulb, mix it up, play with it. Even doing something like this just adds that little special touch that makes your party unique, modern, and it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of bling and sparkle. I hope that you enjoyed our show and that you'll get the opportunity to try all of the tips that I recommended, whether you're protecting your furniture or decorating your table or even making a gift from your kitchen with things that you already had. There's so many things to do and celebrate this holiday season. So get out there, smell the roses, let the snowflakes trickle on the bottom of your nose, and most importantly, just have a great time with your friends and family. So, from our little family here to yours at home and now online, Happy holidays! And follow us at www.lifestylesbylola.com. As always, live life.